In this video, I'm going to help you find as well as give you tips on how to beat all 10 Mysteriums within the game Spider-Man 2. In case you didn't already know, Mysteriums are like challenges where you can get gold, silver, or bronze. In this video, I'm going to go for gold on every single Mysterium. Though I highly recommend you upgrade your hero as much as you can before you do this because it is incredibly difficult sometimes, especially this first one. This first one is located in Harlem, is the hardest one of every single one. So if you struggle with this one, it's fine. Come back to it later or something. All the other ones are easier. This one, you need to defeat enemies within 1 minute. You need to defeat 20 enemies. This is how I did it here on screen. You can watch, obviously, you play as Miles when you do the Mysterium. I started out here on the middle. You want to defeat the enemies as quickly as possible. And then I went over to the edges over here, these side platforms, using that gadget, that the web grabber gadget is one of the best things you can use in this one because it, just brings everybody close to you so that you can use that charge ability and like just destroy everybody. So here you can see I'm making good progress, jumping from platform around, going clockwise from all the different panels. Once you get to this point here, there is like a mist that will start damaging you over time. So you're going to want to try, be as fast as you can. Obviously, right now, you already have the problem of trying to control your character as much as you can. You want to try use as many of your AoE abilities as you have possible and take out as many enemies. It is going to be quite difficult because your Spider-Man is going to like connect to so many different things, and once you zip to the wrong platform, sometimes, as you can see, I made several mistakes here in this run myself, but this is the best run I managed to get. As you can see here, I've got 2 enemies left. We're on 53 seconds. I used my explosion. It managed to reach the second dude as well. That explosion is incredibly helpful for this. Time it right so you can kill as many enemies in one go. That was 53 seconds and getting gold. Good luck. For the next Mysterium, we're going to be finding this one in Central Park, located right over here. This one is going to be a lot more easier to do than that previous one. Like I said, that first one is the hardest one. If you can beat that, you can beat every single one of these, okay? Like, just know that. This one, you get 1 minute 45 seconds. You need to defeat 30 enemies. The enemies are really easy in this one. There's no weird gimmicky platforms. You can use the web grabber. I recommend the web grabber for everything here because the AoE damage, bringing all those enemies close to you to destroy them this quickly is ultimately just the best way. And as you can see here, I'm doing quite well. There will be a part where it kind of teleports you to a different arena. This will happen several times through most of these different Mysteriums, but don't worry. You can see here, I'm still on like 22 seconds elapsed, and I'm pretty much almost done with like defeating all of these enemies. So this one really is a no-brainer. You can't really like fail this one. It's super easy. I ended up completing this one in 40 seconds, even though I had 1 minute 45 seconds to get gold. It's really easy. You guys got this. The next Mysterium is located in the Upper East Side, right over here. It's called Prison Break. You'll find it right at this location. Now, this one is also going to be a defeat a certain amount of enemies. You have 2 minutes, 15 seconds. There are 20 enemies. But there is a little bit of a gimmick here. So this isn't the main area that you'll be playing in. After you defeat a few enemies like I did over here, I just destructed and took out 5 enemies off the get-go here, and it will teleport you to a new area. The gimmick is that some of the enemies will, all the enemies will get shielded, and you'll know this when the enemies are glowing red. It means you can't actually do damage to them. So don't waste anything on them. You want to go for that red exclamation mark where you'll find Mysterio, and you'll want to take him out immediately so that the shield disappears off of all the enemies so that you can go ahead and destroy them again like this, just to keep going and keep progressing on this one. That's the one thing that will catch you off guard here. Otherwise, the time limit's really like nice. You have 2 minutes 15 seconds. You really can't like go too wrong as long as you're taking out that Mysterio. As you can see here, the only big trouble I think I had here was that the final enemy, the first time I did this, I got to 19. I couldn't find the final enemy. Like, it was just non-existent. Couldn't find him anywhere. And if I skip ahead here a bit, you can see here I'm again at like 1920, but luckily he used a rocket on me, so I figured out where his location was. He's right there at the back. He's in his red form, so you're going to have to fight the Mysterio. Like I said, every so often this Mysterio is going to do this. It is like a time thing, it seems like. I think maybe like every 30 seconds or something. I'm not entirely sure. But go ahead and take him out and defeat the enemy, and you should be fine with that that 2 minutes and 15 seconds timer. You can see I got it in 1 minute 37 seconds. The next Mysterium is located in Midtown over here. This one has a new gimmick from what you've seen previously. This one is called the Invisible Enemy, and this one also means that you need to fight enemies and use finishers on them. So when you use 6 finishers, which is in place of your healing, so it means you have to dodge because you shouldn't be healing in this. You should be using your your focus bar to use finishes instead. And of course, you got to like beat up enemies to charge that focus bar up, and then you press the square, the triangle, and the circle button at the same time to do your finisher. Of course, once you reach 6 finishes completed, this will all end. You have 2 minutes 10 seconds. It might seem scary at first, but honestly, it's actually not that hard. You can see here I've already got 2, and we're still on 30 seconds in. You should have like 3 finishes within a minute to know that you're doing all right. And you can see here this is going fine. You just mustn't use like your major attacks and like kill the enemies too quickly, because you want to get in those physical hits so that you can actually keep your combo up so that you can get that finisher. Then it will teleport you to a new area. These enemies will be invisible. This will get a little bit trippy over here. I recommend using like the web grabber item over here, because it grabs the enemies. It actually makes them visible again for some time so that you can actually see where they are, and this makes it so much easier. And you can see also when they're close enough, you can do your finisher too. So yeah, this is like the web grabber is just like the best thing ever. Like honestly, it clutched almost all of these different Mysteriums and also most of the combat in the game for me. It just made it super helpful. And you can see, you know, we're still on time. We're in like 1 minute 10 seconds, and I only have to do one final finisher. So honestly, it's quite an easy one for me. I wouldn't say it's too difficult. And there we go. We managed to get gold in 1 minute and 18 seconds. Nice. The next Mysterium is located in Chinatown. This one is very similar to the one that we just did. You will have to do 6 finishers within 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Now that might seem nice and all that you have a bigger timer compared to like the 2 minutes, 10 seconds from previous. The thing you need to know though is this one starts out quite easy, right? You start out on this like rooftop, but it eventually goes to an area that is insane. Now, while I'm not going to show all the combat and everything, like it's quite straightforward. It's beat up enemies, charge your finisher like you did with the previous one. This one, though, when you get to the new area, you need to dodge the laser, which damages you. And because it's damaging you, you don't want to use your focus bar to heal. You want to try keep it for doing finishes so that you can actually finish the challenge. So you got to make sure you're moving around quite a lot. Like when that laser starts getting near you, when the clock reaches like 12 on the thing, you need to then jump around and swing around so that you're not in a position to take damage. That's like the major catch in this one. Ultimately, once you figure that out, it's actually super easy to do. I was able to finish this one in 1 minute 32 seconds and get that gold. Yeah. The next Mysterium is in downtown Brooklyn at this location over here. This one has a new gimmick as well. This one means you have to kick people off of the rooftop. You have to make them like not like die on the roof. You have to kick them off the roof. And you have to do 15 enemies within 1 minute 30 seconds. You can see it's a little frustrating. Basically, the way you do this is jump and then do your attack, and then it kind of like does a swing kick. Or you can use your web grabber and aim it off the side of the building and make enemies fall off. But ultimately, you're probably just going to end up doing like this the whole time and just kick enemies off. Try not to defeat them while they're still in the air or on the roof. You want them to like die when they're off of the building. So get them off like that, and then this, yeah, you eventually just do this until you get 15 enemies. This is like a weird transition that brings you back to the exact same rooftop. I don't know why it did that. It was a bit weird. But yeah, just keep kicking those enemies off the rooftop. You can see here, it looks like I might be struggling for time. I think I did make a lot of mistakes here because enemies are shooting you a lot, so it can be a little bit annoying to have to dodge all these enemies using the guns the whole time. And honestly, the way I won this one was I actually don't know how I won, because it was a bit crazy. You can see I'm really close on the time. It's like I've only got like a couple seconds left, but I'm kicking enemies off, and somehow it counted over there. You can see like 15 out of 15. I guess somebody fell off and I didn't notice, but yeah, got it in with 12 seconds to spare. It was a bit of a close one. The next Mysterium is located in Williamsburg, and this one is probably the second hardest one, I would say. I would say it's the second hardest one, because it's one of those ones, if you played Miles Morales, you have to not get hit. 0 times. You go through 3 rounds of enemies. You must not let a single attack damage you. But this can be easily done with all these AoE abilities, and especially that web grabber that I keep talking about, because you just saw that I defeated round 1 like that. Oh, there's one enemy still. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's incredibly easy using the AoE abilities and saving them, right? You can see here on this side, I've decided to go to the platform over here where the guy has the gun. He's probably the most annoying enemy to deal with, because if he hits you with one of those bullets, it's going to count as a hit. So I took him out immediately, used some of my AoE attacks there, and then just dodge this dude, make sure anybody with a gun is not still in combat with you. And that was like round 2. Nice and easy. Actually, there's still one guy. Yeah, why is there always still one guy? And then we get to round 3. Round 3, you see, I saved my my ultimate attack, and this I'm going to try get as many enemies close to me as possible. Use my wave grabber in the middle there, and then use a AoE ability to smash them. You can see I dodged those attacks there, nice and easy. Dodge here. Make sure I'm not getting hit by anything. I need to get into a nice little spot here to use my ultimate, so I'm just like baiting all the enemies to get in a good spot. And I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to use it here, because I think most of them are around in the area here. Get them out like that. There might be 1 or 2 still over there. You take that one out. Use your ranged attacks. Keep Mysterio busy. Use your finisher on him, and that should take him out quite nice and easy. And honestly, that's how I did this one. It took me like 2 or 3 tries because the bullets sometimes hit me. And you'll probably experience your own set of failures as you're playing as well. It will happen. But yeah, you just got to get a nice good run with all that AoE. And you can see I managed to finish it nice and easy with the gold there. The next Mysterium is also located in Williamsburg. It's called Road Rage, and this is much like the previous one. You have to get 0-hit run to get gold medal. So make sure nobody hits you at all. I actually decided to bide my time and get a little bit further in here into the middle, let more of them spawn in, and then I cheekily used my wave grabber on the edge here and hoped that a few of them fell off. They did. Like 4 of them fell to their deaths. That was amazing. It's fantastic. And then just dodge attacks. Try to get all the enemies pulled up as much as you can, and then just AoE them down. You do have to defeat 20 enemies and not get hit, so it's not really like doing waves. You'll also have to dodge the cars that are moving, so don't fight out in the open in the middle of the street necessarily. Try stay on the edge where it's a bit safer, and then also use your finishers where you can. You can see here there's cars flying in and out. It's a very tricky one. It's easy to mess this one up, but it's actually not really that hard. You just gotta like position yourself well, use your AoE attacks to your advantage, and honestly you'll get it down nice and easy. I mean, look at this. This is like the final dude, and he's done. That's how I did it there. Nice and easy, gold over there, and good luck for you guys too. The last open world Mysterium you get here is the downtown Queens area right over here. So this one, go to this location. This one is going to require you to defeat brute type enemies, 6 brute type enemies. Those are those big enemies that are super annoying to do. Make sure you use your finishers for these guys and use your abilities to take them out, because they can be quite tough. I took out the first one with my ultimate attack there, just straight off the bat there, so that I can focus on the other one. There will be train tracks that will highlight on green on the stage. You don't want to be on those train tracks when the train comes through, because that's gonna do a lot of damage to you, I guess. Actually, I didn't get hit by it, so I don't know how much damage it does, even though I got really close, like in that instance over there. That was super close. Just go ahead and defeat the brutes, and just, you know, play as fast as you can. You do have 2 minutes to do this, so it's only 2 minutes to defeat 6 enemies. It's not going to be too hectic, so just keep using your abilities and keep throwing the damage on those brutes as much as you can. You'll see here I managed to finish in, I think, just over 1 minute and like 30 something seconds. You'll see the timer in a few seconds here. This is what I got. 1 minute 35 seconds to beat it and get gold. Right after you've done all of the Mysteriums available in the world, there will be a new one that appears at downtown Brooklyn right over here. You're going to go to Coney Island and you're going to go through this thing, and this is going to be like a special boss fight, so I'm not going to spoil any of that. Once you finish that, you will get the Behind the Masks trophy as well as the Mysterium Spider-Man suit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.